If I was going to change one thing on the wheat variety trials, I would ask for more early drilled sites to reflect commercial practice, because a lot of the HGCA trials are being, if you look at the detailed information, a lot of them are drilled in October, and I don't think they generate the same sort of disease pressure information that we see in commercial practice.
I think there's sufficient varieties on the list at the moment. I think any more would be information overload, but at the moment it's presented well, and they do a good job. My vote goes for yield data at first, but I look very closely at the disease profiles of the crop and following on their agronomic features as well. Because I think they all go hand in hand nowadays.
Potentially the improvement I'd like to see is to get more focused on the regional area that I'm actually focusing on growing my crops. I've got to primarily think about the yield, but then closely followed by the disease susceptibility. On the whole, I believe that there are probably about the right amount of varieties. As I said, I'd prefer to be seeing it focused on my particular area.
And I've got concerns that the HGCA recommended list for winter wheat has doubled in size in the last 10 years, and we've now got varieties on there that can't possibly obtain decent market share, and are just leading to confusion for the seed merchants and the growers and the end users at the end of the day. I think that the HGCA have got to be a little harsher on treating varieties that come on the list. If they're not up to standard, they shouldn't be recommended. The result at present is that varieties, namely access to name one, are being taken off the list before they've done their time, so to speak. We've also got an issue with varieties that are not being grouped correctly. We've got varieties, Cordial is group 2, it's bordering on a group 1. We've also got Battalion that is in group 2, and quite frankly is only a feed variety. We've got varieties in group 4 that are being used by millers to bulk out their grist at feed price. If they're group 2 varieties, they should be group 2 varieties. If they're group 4 varieties, then that's where they should stay. Too much is being left in the hands of nabbing.
The recommended list is generally fine. There's enough varieties on it. I wouldn't like to see any more other varieties on it. I believe the information that's given is pretty concise, pretty accurate. Possibly would like to see a bit more information on a regular basis on how varieties establishing and as regards to disease resistance levels through each month of the year. But other than that, yeah, I find the recommended list fine.
I've always used the recommended list. Once upon a time I made all the decisions myself on that, but now I consult my independent agronomist and we make the decision together. I'm a very simple fella and I like a simple list, and it's very nice just as it is. If it gets any more complicated, I won't understand.
A variety that's suitable for the south of England isn't suitable for Scottish conditions. So we can pick that out in the recommended list that it does better in the north, and that's one of the things the recommended list looks at as well. Like. So, oilseed rape as well, you know, it gives you a good variation in conditions as well, where it's winter hardy, which is another thing that we've got to look at in Scotland as well, which is maybe not as relevant down south. So we can pick that out from the recommended list as well. We're looking for yield and a combination of maturity and disease as well. You know, we're not looking for too late a maturing crop, because up in Scotland there, that could end up the end of September for weeks and maybe even into October. So we're looking for maturity as well as disease resistance as well. We probably would want more regional crop growing in Scotland, but we understand that it has to be pro rata to the herd levy that comes in from Scotland as well. So I think we're fairly represented at the present moment.